You might think you've picked the perfect paint color, but there's a huge mistake people are making right now, one that could leave your home feeling outdated before the paint is even dry. Trust me, it's not about picking the wrong color, it's how you're choosing it. Trends come and go, but there's a major shift happening in paint right now, and if you're not paying attention, your home could end up looking stuck in 2022. I don't know why I picked that year in particular, but it wasn't great. Today, I'll break down the biggest mistake I'm seeing everywhere, why it's happening, and of course, what to do instead. Plus, I'll give you some Sherwin-Williams color recommendations to help you get ahead of the trends rather than behind them. If you need a little more color inspiration, check out our palette pyramid service where we create custom color palettes for you based on your needs, your wants. Whether you need a 3-color palette, 6, or even more, we can accommodate you. And as part of the service, I even send you a personalized video explaining how the colors all work together. People love them. We're getting more and more demand. So while my workload is still manageable, check the link down below and secure your palette pyramid today. Okay, so the biggest paint mistake I'm seeing these days is people are still playing it too safe. Right now, everyone is defaulting to the same handful of washed out, desaturated neutrals, thinking they'll be timeless, but the reality is they're already feeling a bit tired, like exhausted even. For years, colors like agreeable gray, repose gray, accessible beige have been the go-to shades. And don't get me wrong, these are solid neutrals that I still talk about because they worked really well when everything in design was leaning towards those cooler, minimalist spaces, but now they're making rooms feel flat, lifeless, and even kind of depressing, especially in certain lighting. I feel like we've reached the point where safe just means boring to a lot of people. A color that worked universally 5 years ago now looks like it's completely lacking personality. But the question is, why is this happening? Why are people defaulting to all these neutrals? Is it because I talk about them a lot? Probably not. I think for the last decade, interior design has been obsessed with clean, cooler toned neutrals like your grays, your off-whites, your muted taupes, even your grays. These colors were meant to be versatile and very fresh and contemporary, and they were until everyone started using them. But here's the problem. Gray heavy walls can feel cold and uninviting, especially in homes that don't get a lot of really nice lighting. And undertones can shift dramatically depending on the lighting, meaning what looked like a perfect, warm, cozy grayish in the store might suddenly turn purple or green on your walls when you weren't expecting that. Another thing is these more gray-leaning colors, they don't coordinate well with today's warmer trends. Modern furniture and decor are moving towards warmer woods, earthy textures, deep accent colors, and all these washed-out grays are clashing instead of blending. You're also seeing a lot more mid-century modern start to come back into style. And just the same, it embraces warmth and embraces coziness, color, not minimalism and just white everything. That's why so many people are suddenly looking at their gray walls or their grayish walls and they're thinking to themselves, why does my house feel sad? Why do I feel sad? But the real question is, what should you do instead? So the solution here, it's not about going crazy with bright colors. It's about choosing neutrals and accents
Lucifer, morning star,
that have more warmth, richness, and most importantly, depth. So the first choice is going to be warmer neutrals. Instead of those cold grays or those really powdery, washed out beiges, go for something warmer and cozier and not yellow or even brown. Just pick something that's soft and inviting that brings a little life back into your space. Off the top of my head, I could recommend something like Keelim Beige, which is a perfect warm beige that doesn't feel too heavy. You also have a color, Nantucket Dune, which is not super popular, but I find it to be a modern tan with just enough warmth in this case. And then you have Canvas Tan, which is maybe the lightest of the bunch. It's a little more towards that airy side of things, but I feel it's a light neutral that works in any lighting condition, really. It's a very versatile color. These colors are going to give your home a fresh, warm foundation while still being neutral enough to work with almost any decor. Super positive vibes here, but still within that neutral side of things. Now, what about if you wanted something beyond beige, but still neutral enough for a whole house? Greens and blues are still very trendy right now. I I love green, but I also like blue too in some cases. But not just any greens or blues. Look for those more muted, earthy tones that feel sophisticated rather than bold. Immediately, you can look at the former color of the year, Evergreen Fog. Still super relevant. A soft, modern green that feels fresh and organic. You have Riverway as a very saturated, deep blue-green, kind of teal color that pairs beautifully with wood tones, especially wood floor. And then you have Comfort Gray, which is more of a muted option, soft blue-green gray that reads as neutral in most lighting. So if you're not totally ready to bring in a ton of richness, I think that's a good starter color in this category. And these choices, they work because they add personality without overwhelming a space. They're also incredibly versatile. Even that deep blue teal we talked about. You can pair them with white trim for a crisp contemporary look, or with some darker wood tones for something more rich and dramatic and organic. Okay, so maybe you don't want to repaint your entire house, but you do want to add some life to a room. A great way to do this is with deep, moody accent walls. Yes, accent walls. Still love them. These colors bring a sense of drama and contrast without overwhelming an entire space and making it feel too dark. You could color wash all 4 walls with these colors, but I think for more people than not, an accent wall is a great starter choice because you're only committing to the 1 wall. So the first one I would recommend is probably Iron Ore. Beautiful, off black, that's not too harsh, but still makes a bold statement. Then you have Naval, which is a beautiful deep navy that works beautifully with warmer neutrals. Awesome color, pretty popular as well. And then another color that was a color of the year that I really like is Red End Point, which is more of a modern terracotta tone that adds warmth and depth, almost a rosy terracotta, which I do find quite nice. Using these colors as a darker accent wall behind a bed, or in a dining room, or even in a hallway, makes your space feel more intentional and high-end. The bottom line here, safe colors aren't safe anymore. So if you want your home to feel fresh and current, it's time to embrace more depth, personality, and warmth. And that's it.